Here are my 5 people.
Hi.
There's 5.
There's 5. Oh, I was counting you.
What's she
I was counting 1. Ranger didn't get counted. He was mad.
Okay, so this first speech is over, it's my community issue speech over our church community as a whole. So our church ministries can't function without a team of people, and even more specifically in a children's ministry, you can't run it without adults, and it takes an army of adults to run a small group of children. So every Sunday morning, you need a lot of people to teach, to watch, and to direct what's going on for everything to go smoothly. And this church community struggles to attract enough volunteers, and the program is faltering because of it. If we don't get more volunteers, the number of children are going to continue to drop like they already have. Volunteers are the problem and also the solution that affect our goal. So I want to walk you through a few important roles that volunteers play, you know, the problems with volunteers, and then what we can do to get more volunteers in. And they positively and negatively affect the children and impact the ministry, so there's a lot to do with that. The problem with volunteers is that they're scarce when needed, and then when we have them, they're very undependable. They're hard to find because adults that don't have children don't want to deal with children because they're annoying, and adults that have children don't want to deal with their own children on Sunday mornings, and so it's hard to get them to come in and help with their own children because they kind of want a break. So the job demands a lot of energy, a lot of persistence, and a lot of patience, so that's what we're looking for in the volunteers. The problem with having inconsistent volunteers is that kids won't open up if they don't know who the teacher is. So it helps when the same face is coming every Sunday and the same face is teaching them things because they'll open up, they'll get to know them, they'll be more receptive to the information we're trying to get to them. Inconsistent volunteers tend to skip out when they just don't feel like it or when they have something else to do, and so we need it, and they kind of see it as a burden, and so that's why they don't come. And since children are so shy around strangers, it's been really hard to get them coming back because they don't want to be in the room in the first place. So what do volunteers do? So they teach, they lead worship, but most of all, they're setting good examples, and they're being role models for the kids, and being good leaders for them and developing these children into good leaders. It's been shown that volunteers impact kids even after they've grown up. I know as a kid, the volunteers that came in and helped me, of course, built me, and then now I'm coming back and I'm volunteering and I'm helping those kids, so that's a big thing. Children look up to volunteers, which makes a bigger impact. And what we need to do is find volunteers who have a big heart for impacting children and actually want to be there. So here are a few things that will bring in consistent and trustworthy volunteers. So here's going to be the solution to our problem. Advertising is the first thing. We have to let people know that we need help, because if people don't know we need help, then the people that want to help can't volunteer themselves. If we get it out there, then the people that want to help will come willingly and actually want to be there every Sunday. The next thing we do is ask children who they look up to. You know, who do they look up to in the church? Who do they want to be around? Do they look up to high schoolers, or do they look up to people that are in college or even older? And the third thing is student interns. I'm a student intern right now, and I'm being offered internship hours and service hours and even a little bit of payment for being here over the summer, and so that's an incentive for students. And the great thing about having students in teaching is that they were once those kids, and those kids know their faces because those kids look up to high schoolers and college students. So that will not only bring the volunteers coming in, but it will keep the kids coming in. So the impact that volunteers make are numerous, even though they aren't often seen. Without the ministry, children wouldn't have anywhere to go, so we have a lot of work to do with the volunteers. I believe that by going to action and working on this stuff, we can make a lot of improvement because if we improve the ministry, then we can build leaders out of these kids.
They stayed. They're still here.
What did I miss?